I thought we would try some cooking together, and I thought we'd start with an easy-ish thing to do. Quite simple but really tasty, and we have got pizza pinwheels. Okay, so you should have all your ingredients together. However, first of all, we wash our hands. Okay, so I've already washed my hands, and we put our oven on. So my oven is on at the moment on about 190 degrees centigrade. Okay, so you need your oven nice and hot. So I have got a baking tray with some paper on it. You don't always need the paper, it stops them sticking. I have got some puff pastry that you just buy from the shops. I have got some cheese grated. I've got a little bit of whisked up egg in there, and I've got a jar of pesto. Now, if you don't like pesto, there are two other things you can do, or maybe think of one yourself. So you could just do tinned pizza tomato base kind of thing that you can get in the shops, or you can do a little thin layer of ketchup and then a little thin layer of tomato puree on the top. That's really nice if you don't like the pesto. And I have got my rolling pin, a little bit of flour, I've got a spatula, but you can just use the back of a spoon or a normal knife. I've got my brush for my egg, and I have got a fairly sharp knife here, so you will need to be careful. Okay, if at any point I'm going too fast, all you need to do is press pause. Okay, let's get going. So you can either have your puff pastry in a block, or you might have got it bought for you that's ready rolled out. I'm going to put some flour on the surface, okay, and I'm going to roll it out to a rectangle, bigger one than we've got already. And in order to keep my shape of my rectangle, after each little roll, it goes a slightly misshapen shape like this. So I kind of squidge it back with the side of my hand so that it stays like a rectangle. Then I'm going to roll it in the opposite direction, like this. I'm going to turn it and straighten it up again. Use my thumbs. How are you getting on? Okay, I hope you can hear me. It's absolutely pouring down outside. Pouring down. There we go, I'm straightening it again. And basically, you just want to roll your piece of puff pastry out until it's quite thin. Not really, really thin. Make sure it's even. There we go. Now, can you see mine's gone a bit bumpy there? I don't know whether you can see. Doesn't matter. You just squish it in a little bit with the side of your hand. Okay. Now, I've actually used part of my block of puff pastry. I just thought I would see how this went, but you can use all your block, or you can use part of your block for your pizza pinwheels, and then you could do something else with a different filling for your last little bit. Okay, so I was thinking Nutella works really well, but we're doing something savoury first. Okay, there we go. So I've got a rectangle, And I'm going to measure it for you just because you'll have a rough idea then of how big it needs to be. So it's about 35 centimetres long and about 25 centimetres wide. Okay, it just gives you a rough idea. It does not have to be that exact measurement. Okay, as long as it's a good size rectangle and it's quite thin, not really, really thin. Anyway, but it's really straightforward. So we're going to get our jar of pesto or pizza sauce, sorry, or a little bit of ketchup and tomato puree. I can't get in it. There we go. All right, so you don't want this pouring out of the sides. So we're going to leave a little border around the outside. Let me just move this. Okay, so I'm just going to spoon my pesto on, dot it over. As I say, I don't want it all pouring out, otherwise it makes a nasty mess. I'm going to try that much first. I'm going to get my spatula, or the back of a spoon is fine. Okay, and I'm just going to spread it. Now you won't be able to see me very well because I'm on a flat surface. You can't see very well, but I'll show you in a second. Okay, there we go. So I'm just leaving a little bit of an edge and not too thick. Okay, I will show you. Don't forget, if you want to press pause at any point, because I'm not sure whether I'm going too fast or too slow. Just move that little bit from the edge there. There we go. There. Now then, let me see if I can show you. My goodness. Can you see? So they've left a little bit of a border around the edge. Okay. There we are. Next, we're going to put on our cheese. So in this bowl, I have grated some cheddar cheese, but you can use any cheese that you like. You could use mozzarella, you could use Cheshire cheese, Lancashire cheese, smoked applewood, you name it, whatever cheese you like. So I've grated some in here. Now be careful when you're grating, when you get right near the end of your cheese, watch those fingers. Keep your hand flat with the cheese. You're not going to grate your fingers. So I've probably got too much in here. Try and keep off the border. In fact, I've got way too much. I'll have to use that in something else later. So the other bit of my pastry, I'm going to roll out the same way, and I think I'm going to put some Nutella in it for my boys, which is a bit of a naughty treat. There we go. Okay. So I've just put a thin layer of grated cheese on top of the pesto or the tomato mix. Okay. Ta-da! Okay. One more job before we do some rolling. Get your pastry brush. If you haven't got a pastry brush, it does not matter. You can get your clean fingers, dip your finger in the egg, and we're just going to dot a little bit of egg or brush a little bit of egg on the pastry that isn't covered with the pesto. And that will just help it stick together. Okay. Then, don't forget to press pause if I'm going too fast. We're going to do the long edge towards you and we're going to roll it up quite tight. Don't leave it really, really loose. So we just start a little bit at a time, moving along. I'm just moving my thumbs along and starting to roll it. Okay, just a little bit. Not trying to roll it all in one big fail swoop. Right, here we go. So make sure it's fairly tight, not too tight. I'm just towards the end now. I'm going to roll it and roll it and roll it like that. Okay, so the edge I've just finished on is underneath. Then I'm going to roll it over, and there's just a little bit of pesto coming out, but you're just going to press down where the pastry joins just to stick it, so you're smoothing the pastry with your finger. There we go. There we go. And I'm just going to wipe a little bit of that oozy pesto that's come out. It does happen even when I try not to. Okay. Right. Okay. Then very carefully with a sharp knife, we're going to cut into about, let me check my measurements just to give you a rough guide. You don't need to measure them, but it will just give you a rough idea. Oh, so about 2.5 centimetres wide-ish. Doesn't really matter. And I'm just going to cut down like that. Cut down, go all the way to the end. Like that. They don't all have to be absolutely the same. Okay. Right. I'm going to get my tray and I'm going to turn my pinwheel so that I can see the swirly pattern on the top. Okay, now then, these will spread, so you do need to give them quite a bit of space. I might not put all these on this board. I'll have a look and see. Oh, they might just fit. Let's have a look. One little one there. So they're quite tall, and the pinwheel pattern, watch them slide off, is on the top. And then all you have to do then is get a little bit of egg. You can use your fingers, don't forget you don't need to have a brush. And just put a little bit of egg on the top. And this is going to go in a hot oven for about 15 minutes. Okay. Okay, there we go. I'm going to set my timer. And we'll check back soon. Okay, so they're just about ready now. Now, either get a grown-up to help you or definitely have a grown-up with you. You need something like this, oven gloves, to protect your hands. And don't put this hot tray straight down on a surface in your kitchen, because you could spoil that surface. So either pop it on the top of your cooker or your oven, or I've got a great big board here that I've got out. Okay, I don't know whether, whoop, I knew that was going to happen. Let me show you. They're really hot at the moment. I'll get you this one to have a little look at. They smell delicious. Okay. Okay, can you see? Might get the camera actually. Let's have a look. Let's have a little look. Where's it gone? There you go. And here are the others. Okay, so you let them cool down for a little while, just a few minutes or so. And then they're good to eat. I really hope you enjoyed them. I'm looking forward to mine shortly. Okay, see you soon.